Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Best Bite. My name is Miguel, and today we're going to do something really fun. I'm going to make sorbet, and if there's some peaches left over, maybe something else, but I'm going to stick to sorbet. But I actually had a really sweet resident of mine, where I currently work, drop by some peaches for me from Bray's Orchard here in Louisville, Kentucky. Well, I think in the LaGrange area, so not in the actual city of Louisville, but nearby. And we just kind of traded recipes on what we thought would be really delicious. And so I'm going to do a really simple peach and cinnamon sorbet. So just come along and watch. Coming up next. Hey there. So I've got my peaches here. And these, like I said, were a gift from a resident of mine. And she got these from Bray's Orchard. And these are what they call seconds. So they are gently bruised in certain areas. And because they don't look as beautiful, they don't put them out on display for people to purchase, so they basically give them away for free. And people that know how to, basically cook with these, you just cut those pieces out, basically. So that's all I'm going to do. But when I show you, I've got my boiling pot going. The first step, if you want to remove the skin, which a lot of people would prefer the skin to not be there because it literally is kind of fuzzy. What you do, a little trick that I learned, is you can just take a knife, and it already has this kind of pattern that's here. See that cross pattern that's already kind of in the peach? You just follow that. You don't need to go too deep, just kind of skimming over or in the skin. And a cross cut like that. And you just do that to each of the peaches, and you put them in the boiling water, and then you naturally just watch it, the skin will start to peel away a little bit. So I'm gonna do that to all of these, and we'll peel the skin off, and I'll show you that next. Hey gang, so we're back with my peaches here, and what I'm doing, if you'll kind of take a look here, is just watching them. So when we started off, the water was boiling. I turned it down a little bit so that I actually could watch a little more. I always start with a boiling pot of water, that way the process is a little faster. Don't worry about the peaches being overcooked because you're going to cook them down anyway. You just want to make sure that when you cut the skin, you're not cutting deep. You just want to make sure you cut just really a thin layer on the top, the way the skin starts to peel. And I want to show you what I mean. So if you kind of take a look here on the side, you can see where that skin really peels easily down. That's what you want for all of them. So I say that it usually goes in there about anywhere between 3 to 4 minutes, and then they're good to take off, and you can just peel off the rest of the skin pretty easily. So I'm going to do that next, okay? So we're just draining the water and my peaches into the strainer. All right. And then we'll just let them cool down for about 5 minutes to get to room temperature. When they're ready to be handled, then we will start the peeling process. So here we are with our peaches that have cooled off. So they'll look a little something like this. They had a very nice bright hue to them. Now they look a little bit more dulled down because of the boiling process. So what I wanted to show you is how easy now the skin comes off. And this again is just, I personally wouldn't want the skin to be in the sorbet. So I again just took the knife and gently skimmed with the blade over the top, made a little cross section, and then put it in a pot of boiling water for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then the skin just easily peels off just like that. So you do have to kind of get a little down and dirty with your peaches here, but after that boiling process, it makes it a lot easier just to peel off the skin. So I'm just going to do that with each of these peaches, and then once I have them all peeled, just going to cut them up. And you can always choose in your sorbet if you want. See how easy that comes off? It's just kind of sliding as I even move my hands around. How big of fruit chunks you want. So what I do is I like to eat it out of what I put my smoothies in. I'm going to put it with my smoothie cups. And so I may even blend it up just a little bit so it has a really nice traditional kind of smoothie icy consistency. We'll see it. We'll show that coming up next. That one's all done. Hey guys, so what I'm doing now is we've already removed the skin from the peaches. So again, I showed you how after you take it out of the boiling pot, make sure, of course, to let it get back to room temperature, because all that moisture and juice in there, the peach will retain a lot of heat, so you don't want to burn your fingers. So I waited about 10 minutes before that was okay to touch them and peel them off. Once the skin's all removed, you have your naked peach, and basically, I'm just gonna cut into little pieces here. Really, no measurement intended because it's going to break down a lot when it's in our pot. All my other peaches are already in the pot here. And voila. So what I will be adding to this lovely mixture, there you can see the finished product there, all of our peaches there. And that was a bundle of 5 whole peaches, by the way. So, and that'll be a serving for 2 to 3 people. Okay, so now that all the prep stuff is over, it's time to make our sorbet. So we have all of our peaches, again, just chopped up. No particular size at the moment, just, you know, diced, sort of, diced style. And I have it on medium to medium high heat on my stove. And to this, we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. I have sea salt. You can use regular table salt. Then we're going to add our sugar. This is 2 tablespoons of sugar. Just gently scatter throughout. Then we have our cinnamon. And this is going to be to taste. It's probably enough for now. So it's half of our tablespoon of cinnamon, and then I've got vanilla. 1 full capful of vanilla. And this part you're just going to keep stirring so that it doesn't scorch on the bottom. It smells delicious already. So when you're making this, you're going to start to envision pie and peach cobbler and all your favorite types of desserts that involve peaches. Maybe even peach ice cream, which would be a great recipe for the show sometime. But because the fruit has a lot of sugar on its own, you don't need to add a lot of sugar, in my opinion. I don't want it to be overly sweet. I really want it to have that nice peach sweetness by itself. A little bit of citrus in there. Now, if you were going to can this and make a jam instead, you could add fruit pectin, and then that actually will last you your canned peaches for about a year. You can do the same thing to your sorbet if you're going to let it sit in the freezer for a long period of time. I'm planning on eating this tomorrow, so I don't need to use that at the moment. But I did get some fruit pectin because I do like to make jams and fruit compotes from time to time. Okay, so we have our peaches in our pan here, and they're just raking away as time goes by. So it really should only take anywhere between 5 to maybe 10 minutes. So it shouldn't take very long at all, but you do want to make sure to keep it stirring and just keep an eye on it. You want to make sure especially to keep it moving so that none of the sugars start to scorch on the bottom of your pan. Once this is down to a consistency that is good, I would say probably a few more minutes, but this is kind of the look you're going for here. You have your nice chunks of peach in there. You have a nice kind of jam consistency that's being created by the sugars in the peach and the fruit. So just kind of keep your eye on that to make sure it doesn't burn. And then you'll turn it off and let it cool to room temperature. And then I'll show you what we're going to do after that. Okay, everybody, we have our finished product with our peaches. So this is what it looks like before we're going to blend it. The next 2 steps are really simple. We're just going to put it in our cup or your blender. I have an individual cup-sized blender. And then blend it so it has a nice smooth consistency, and then let it freeze. So of course what we did before is we boiled our peaches, peeled off the skin, cut it up, put it in here with some vanilla, a little bit of salt, some cinnamon and sugar, and then it has this nice fruit compote consistency, and let it cool room temperature. I let mine sit for a good 25 minutes, half an hour, and then now I'm just going to put it into my cup. It's a very attractive sound it's making right now. Okay, almost done. There's our whole mixture in there. Lovely. Put on our cap. Again, what I'm going to do is just put this into the freezer when I'm finished, and then I'll have mine tomorrow. But if you want yours to last longer, or again, if you want to take the same idea and then can it, you can use fruit pectin. You can use an all-natural organic fruit pectin, and it should last if it's sealed airtight for a year. There it goes. Doesn't take much at all. So that's the exact consistency that I want. And what I'm going to do is just leave it as is and let it freeze, and then I'll show you guys tomorrow the finished product, and we'll eat some probably with breakfast. See you then. Hey everybody, it is the next day. Pulling out our sorbet. Again, you can see all that frost there. We made cinnamon and peach sorbet. This is more of a savory sorbet, so you can make it more of a fruit juicy type of sorbet. I like this style a little bit more. It reminds me of like peach pie. So let's take a little taste here. What I like about sorbet literally is frozen fruit is what it is. So it comes out and it's like one giant popsicle, then you've made it right, basically. You can taste blast of the peach and the cinnamon. Oh my gosh, very, very yummy. So again, if you want this to last a long time, you can use pectin, a natural way to preserve it. Saves it for about a year. Or, rather than making it sorbet, you could have taken the same thing, done the same steps, and not blended it like we did, and put it in pie or something. Or put it over like ice cream. It would be really good. Oh yeah, this is good. It's definitely good with breakfast for sure. So I'm going to thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video, and I will see you next time on The Best Bite. Have a good one.